Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look at this Redmi Y3. And as you can see on the box itself, it says 32 megapixel selfie camera. So this is a selfie centric smartphone, and I was like a little bit confused with its pricing. They priced it, this is the 3GB RAM variant that comes with 32GB of storage for 10,000 rupees, and that 4GB RAM variant for 12,000 rupees. And I'm very confused with the pricing because I frankly feel it's slightly overpriced, because we already get the Redmi Note 7 for 10,000 rupees that has much better specs than this one. This comes with the Snapdragon 632 SoC. And guys, I won't waste your time. If you want to know my conclusions about this one, watch the last 2-3 minutes of the video. That'll give you a good idea what do I feel about this device compared to some of the other smartphones available in the market. So you get some pamphlets over here, user guide and all that stuff, and we also get a case in the box. This is a plastic flexible case that you're getting, black in color, and the SIM ejector tool over here. Let's keep that to the side for now. And we have the handset itself, and we have this in this nice color. I like this color. It's also in the red and black, but I feel it looks the best in this bluish color. It has a gradient, and guys, don't think that it's a glass back. This is also like that plastic polycarbonate back that we are seeing, and that have the dual camera setup, 12 megapixel rate facing plus 2 megapixel for depth, fingerprint scanner. And moving inside the box, we have this USB cable. Again, it's not type C. Many people were thinking that's a type C. It's still a micro USB cable that we are getting, and we have a standard 10-watt charger that we are getting in the box. So that's what we have in the box. So let me keep these things to the side, and let's look at the handset itself. And this has a 6.26-inch 720p HD plus screen, not a 1080p screen. And let's see on the top, good thing is that we have the IR blaster, 3.5mm headphone jack, noise cancellation microphone, and this is also plastic, guys, the frame, entire thing, and the back is also plastic, but looks like a glass, but it is that plastic, as you can see. Here we have the volume rockers, power on off button, gives a good feel. Bottom vent for the speaker, that micro USB port for charging, and we have the SIM tray. Let's look at the configuration of the SIM tray. This is the 3GB variant that comes with 32GB of storage. And I'm really happy that they have given a dedicated micro SD card slot, because definitely if you go for this base variant that is that 3GB RAM, you require this micro SD card. So nice to see we have that. And the front camera is the highlight, that's the 32 megapixel, but let's just power this on. And by the time it actually boots up, let me give you a configuration overview. This Redmi Y3 is having a 6.26-inch 720p HD plus IPS LCD screen. It's powered by the Snapdragon 632 octa-core processor, which comes with the Adreno 506 GPU. It comes in 3 or 4 gigabytes of RAM. Storage will be 32 or 64. Moving to the rear camera, it's a dual camera setup. The main camera is a 12 megapixel with f2.2 lens, and the secondary camera is just a 2 megapixel for depth. Front facing camera is a 32 megapixel with f2.0 lens, and it comes with a 4000 milliamp hour battery. So guys, I've just finished setting up this device, and as you can see, it runs on typical MIUI that you are getting. And again, be a little bit careful when you set it up. Don't give all the permissions, otherwise you'll see a lot of ads. But yeah, this is the typical MIUI that you're getting. And here we have some quick toggles. Let's see what's the Android version that you're getting. And if you go to about the phone, good thing is that we are getting Android Pie out of the box, as you can see. So that's a nice thing. And the MIUI version is 10.2. And as you can see, this is the 3GB RAM variant. So out of that 32GB, roughly you'll get about 22 gigabytes of space available to you. So that's regarding the storage. And typical MIUI, as you can see, I didn't notice any lag as of now. That's too early to comment. But again, I don't like the way MIUI is going with the permission. For example, even with simple apps, this is the weather app. If I try to enable it, see the amount of permissions it asks. If I click on this, as you can see, why does the weather app needs to make calls and stuff? And if I deny even one of the permission, access to location, yes, I understand, that's okay. But why does weather wants to access my media files and all these things? So again, I don't understand all these things. And again, we didn't give that call permission, so it simply did not work. So you have to give all permissions to even enable the basic of the app. So this is something that I'm not liking about MIUI. Even for many of the apps, it asks you so many permissions. So that's one thing that I have noticed on the, these new Redmi phones. This is not the case with only the Y3, but even the Redmi Note 7 Snapdragon 7 Pro. So I don't like the amount of permissions it asks even for simple apps. But again, that's Me UI you're getting. But I like the fact that you get this Me report so that you can control your televisions, etc. It's basically a IR blaster with the device. And it has this fingerprint scanner at the back, and it is actually really fast, as you can see. So they have put a good fingerprint scanner on this device, as you can see. But again, as this is that plastic polycarbonate back, it's sort of a fingerprint magnet. It's not even like 5 minutes since I've opened this phone, and as you can see how many this fingerprints it gets. So again, you would have to actually use it with the case, otherwise it will be a fingerprint magnet. So that's what it is. And I would say the biggest USP of this phone is that front facing camera. Otherwise it simply does not make sense considering the price point at which it is. If they would have launched it for 8,500 or about even 9, I would say fine, but at 10,000 rupees you already have the Redmi Note 7. But let's look at the camera, because I feel that's the only big thing about this phone. So this is the typical Xiaomi camera app that you're having. This is the rear facing camera, and we also have the portrait mode in this one. But again, the front facing camera is the main highlight. By default, if you notice, that beauty mode will be enabled. So again, disable it, otherwise yeah, it just adds quite a bit of effect. And as you can see, let's just go back, and we also have the portrait mode and even the HDR on the front facing camera, which is actually important. Again, if I go to the portrait mode, as you can see, tries to again would have the beauty mode, it's disabled, and as you can see it's doing that background blur. So let me do one thing, guys. Let me actually take some sample shots with this one so that you have a better idea regarding the camera performance. So these were some of the samples taken with the rear facing camera, and if the lighting is good in outdoor conditions, the camera performance is actually pretty good. But again, for close-up macro shots, I found that the pictures were a little bit soft to my liking. But if the lighting is good, generally the pictures came out to be good. But when we are moving to artificial and indoor lighting conditions, the camera definitely is struggling quite a bit. As you can see, there is very less detail and the pictures are not that sharp in artificial lighting. But now moving to the front-facing camera, the front-facing camera performance is very good. As you can see, the pictures are really sharp with all the details, and even the color reproduction was good. Even in this portrait bokeh mode, it did a very good job. As you can see, the separation was really nice. Now I wanted to try how it does in artificial lighting, and even in artificial lighting, as you can see, the performance of the front facing camera was very good. The pictures came out to be really sharp with this one, and even when we enable that portrait bokeh mode in artificial lighting, as you can see, then also the performance of the camera was actually really good. So definitely the front facing camera performance on this Y3 is actually really good. So guys, that's it for now for the unboxing and first look at this Redmi Y3. So what do I feel about this device? I feel this device is a very peculiar device in the Redmi lineup, because considering the price point at 10,000, we already have the Redmi Note 7, which is way more powerful than this device. It has the way powerful Snapdragon 660 SoC with the glass back, much more premium it feels. The only thing is that yes, for the front facing camera, the Y3 is better. But again, the rear facing camera is not that great even on this Y3. And again, you also even have the Realme 3, which is actually this is the Realme 3. Again, I had already posted its review, and this one is priced at 9,000, and this one also has actually pretty good rear facing camera, and even the front facing camera is not that bad, and it cost almost 1,000 rupees less. So I don't understand what Xiaomi is currently doing with their product lineup and its pricing. So frankly speaking, unless you're selfie obsessed, I would not recommend the Redmi Y3. If you really want a Xiaomi device, then you can go with the Redmi Note 7. Again, yeah, front facing camera is better on the Y3, but again, unless you're just obsessed with the selfie, I don't think so this Redmi Y3 makes any sense. Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.